Now at 11, World Cup fever in Boston. Fan Fest officially opens in City Hall Plaza as Boston Stadium prepares to host its first match tomorrow night.
Hot day, hot weekend ahead, but the humidity will be dropping. Any showers out there? We'll take a look.
A break in the case of the shocking armed robbery of a kid's lemonade stand in Southie. A teenager arrested, but tonight the growing calls for action to stop this from ever happening again. The news at 11 on NBC Boston starts right now. And first tonight, a dominating performance in Los Angeles taking place right now as the U.S. is in complete control in its World Cup opener. Right now, as we speak, the Americans are leading Paraguay 3-1. Thanks for staying up late with us here at NBC 10 Boston, everyone. I'm Colton Bradford. Priscilla has got the night off. Now, we're going to check in on that game once it goes final here in just a bit. But first, tomorrow, it is the day that we have been waiting for here in Boston. The first World Cup match in Foxborough in over 30 years. Haiti and Scotland set to face off at Boston Stadium. Players arrived in the Bay State yesterday afternoon. Actually, before we move any further, let's take a closer look tonight at both of the teams. You got Scotland making its 9th World Cup appearance, first since 1998. They've actually never advanced past the group stage. They're set to play 2 matches here at Boston Stadium. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Haiti is only making its 2nd appearance in the tournament. Their last trip to the tournament was way back in 1974. They have never won a game. With that, let's bring in First Alert Chief Meteorologist Pete Bouchard. Pete, how's it looking for tomorrow night's match?
Well, it's a hot day. We know that. Saturday, temperature right near 90 degrees. So by 4 o'clock, we're setting up here for the game. It's still in the upper 80s. The heat hangs on into 7 o'clock. And look at this. At 9 o'clock, 76. There's less humidity in the air starting early tomorrow, so this will be carrying through the evening, and it's looking like dry weather too. No chance for any showers. Temps now still near 80 degrees in Bedford, 78 in Worcester, 81 in Fitchburg, and 73 in Boston. We did get the sea breeze that felt pretty good, and Cape Cod we're in the 70s and some upper 60s. We had some showers that tried to hold together from Connecticut down into Providence. Everything's quieting down for the night. Looks like that humidity will be dropping, so you'll feel it first thing in the morning. But look at the temperatures. They really rock it up. From 8 o'clock, we're in the upper 70s. By 10 o'clock, we're in the 80s. We're headed for a high by afternoon that should be in the lower 90s with a northwest wind. There's no sea breeze to save us tomorrow, so all along the coastline, the winds will be coming from land, not sea. And that means the beaches will be that warm, too. Upper 80s to near 90 degrees. It's a stellar weekend all around. The showers hold off until Sunday night. We'll get into that in a minute.
All right, Pete, thank you. We'll see you again in just a few minutes. Now, planning for this big tournament, it's been in the works for years, and now the logistics are being put to the test. Dozens of local police departments across the greater Boston area have been working to ensure the safety of everyone involved, including the fans going to the games and those going to watch parties as well. Walpole police have been heavily involved in the plans to keep things moving smoothly around Boston Stadium.
This is the international piece to it, too, where some folks aren't used to driving in the United States. So, yeah, we ask for patience.
MBTA General Manager Philip Ng said the T is set to move thousands of people on the express route from South Station down to Foxborough, and that service hours will be extended on match days. Now, excitement for the World Cup, it was on full display at Boston City Hall Plaza. That is where the Fan Fest is. It officially opened today. Fans from all over the world, they gathered at the plaza for games, for challenges, for music. The free event gave fans a chance to meet others and take photos and feel the energy without having a ticket to the stadium.
This is wonderful. Boston is an amazing city. Of all the cities that we could have chose to come to a game in, we were excited to be here right in Boston.
Now, Fan Fest will run throughout the tournament, offering daily events and entertainment. The festival is free, but fans need to reserve a ticket in advance because of limited space.
These are memories for a lifetime, I think, for any of us, but especially for a young child or a young person to be able to take this in and maybe be inspired, not only to play soccer, but to be bold and to be fearless and get out there and get after it.
Local kids got a chance to get in on the World Cup action with a youth soccer clinic. That clinic was held today at Bentley University on the same field, actually, that France practiced on afterwards. Only a handful of kids from each local youth soccer team were chosen to participate, and many of them said they were so grateful just to be there.
There's so many people that play for Waltham Youth Soccer, and out of the 10 that actually got picked, I was one of them. So very cool to experience such an event.
And Governor Healy also spoke about transportation ahead of tomorrow's match between Haiti and Scotland, saying over 90% of commuter rail tickets are already sold out. All right, check this out. The Massport ball is up. But did it break the Guinness World Record? The current world record is a ball in Qatar that was set back in February of 2013. It's over 39 feet in diameter. Massport, they held a conference this afternoon just to see if that record had been broken.
Massport, HNTB, and Suffolk Construction, this ball is confirmed at 47 feet, 11.5 inches in diameter. Boston, you are officially amazing.
All right, so there you have it. Boston now officially holds the new world record for the world's largest soccer ball.
Now, breaking news.
All right, let's get to some breaking news that we've been following in our newsroom for you as the U.S. has won its first World Cup match, dominating fashion here, beating Paraguay 4-1. Our Griffin Gonzalez is joining us live right now. Griff, excellent jersey that you have on right there, excellent kit. What's the atmosphere like where you are?
Well, Colton, it's been an exciting night all night long. We are with the American Outlaws here at the bench, and I think the United States just won. And the energy is off the charts. And let me tell you, these guys were bringing that energy all night long, especially after that first half. We saw the United States to go up 3-0 on Paraguay and Los Angeles early, and they just really didn't look back. Despite giving up one goal in the second, they were able to score one just a couple minutes ago in the final minutes, and it's something that has... They're ready to go. They're giving me scarves, Colton. They are fired up, ready to go, and we talked to them about how just this energy, this momentum, all the passion is being shown up on full display here in Boston.
The effect of the new coach, I think, different game plan, and the team is firing.
They've had the best attack that we've seen so far. They're really wanting the goal. So, I mean, USA is the best at everything. We'll take it. We'll take it home.
Boston, so patriotic, right? USA, I got goosebumps. I'm like, I'm going to watch the USA game here in a pub with a bunch of these fans. I thought it was amazing.
I don't want to be too delusional, but yeah, the sky's the limit. They can do anything. Who knows?
And with these guys on your back, how could you not do anything? They say the sky is the limit, and how can you not? The next match, however, 7 days away. They'll play next Friday against Australia in Seattle. But all right now, Colton, it's all USA! 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 Reporting in Dorchester, Griffin Gonzalez. We'll see you later.
The man right there. Griff, as always, thank you. Congratulations to Team USA tonight as well. And listen, you at home, you can stay with our team here at NBC 10 Boston as we cover everything related to the World Cup right now. And, of course, all 7 of the games will be played in Foxborough. We have a link up right now at on our website, NBCBoston.com. It's right at the top of our website. Just click on World Cup. With that, let's get a check of some other news that we're following for you tonight. 1 person is dead. 2 others were hurt after a stabbing in Worcester. This happened just before 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's right near Sunrise Avenue, again in Worcester. The 2 people who were injured were taken to the hospital. Tonight, we don't know what their condition is. We're working to get more answers for you. We know the person who died has also not been identified. Meanwhile, Boston police arrested a teenager in the armed robbery of a lemonade stand in Southie. Tonight, they're still looking for a second person involved in this robbery. The arrest made as the community there in Southie rallied behind these 2 children who ran the lemonade stand. Our Jericho Tran is joining us live from Southie tonight with what those kids had to say and what those parents as well had to say, Jericho.
Well, Colton, was really just a sigh of relief, not just from the family, but from the community as well. They were also so grateful for the show of support. It's empty behind me now, but there were hundreds of people out here just hours ago. And within those hundreds of people, we were there when police walked in and told the family that they had caught one of the people responsible for holding those children up at gunpoint. As the community rallied behind the two children who were brazenly robbed at gunpoint while running their lemonade stand.
Like, it annoyed me too, because like we're like kids and we were just trying to have fun doing a lemonade stand.
These two officers from the state police gang unit delivered the news to the father of those two children that one of the people responsible for the robbery is in police custody.
So I was like really happy to hear that, and just glad everything went well. I'm glad no one got hurt, and it's really relieving.
Juliet and David greeted a much larger crowd Friday afternoon at their lemonade stand after Wednesday's robbery.
It makes me feel like grateful and delighted.
Police say they arrested a 14-year-old who allegedly stole $50 from the lemonade stand, but neighbors still expressed frustrations about safety in the neighborhood.
It got to put an end. There's too much violence.
And their concerns did not go unheard. Along with the hundreds who came out to support the lemonade stand, today elected officials past
We're very proud of you.
The lemonade is fantastic.
and present all took the chance to weigh in on what needs to be done to address the violence.
We're going to do everything we can to make sure that we hold the appropriate people accountable here.
This is a time when community safety is really from people coming together and activating areas. That's exactly what we're doing today.
I never paid so much for lemonade in all my life.
How much?
$10.
It was all going for a good cause. Speaking of which, the children actually did not keep any of the money. They say that they're donating it to some of the sports leagues that they play with. As for that 14-year-old, he's currently going to be arraigned and is facing charges for armed robbery and unlawful possession of a firearm. In South Boston, Jericho Tran, NBC 10 Boston.
Making lemonade out of lemons. Jericho, thank you. All right, we have an update for you on a story that we brought you earlier this week. Ipswich Public Schools has issued a statement regarding the suspension of 6 lacrosse players. In the statement, the school laid out the investigation and said the district found the cigars were not fake, as one parent had said, and they suspended the players because of a health policy violation. The lacrosse team was supposed to compete in a state semifinal game on June 9th, but because of the suspension of those players, this is a photo here, the photo that has now been surfaced and everywhere, the team had to forfeit the semifinal game. All right, I want to go to the South Shore right now, where a boy is in the hospital tonight with some serious injuries after a car hit him while he was out riding his bike this afternoon in Braintree. Our Griffin Gonzalez is joining us once again right now. He had filed this report from earlier in the evening. He's got the new details for us tonight from police.
I think it's terrible. I mean, I know when we were kids, we were a little bit more careful.
We didn't see what happened. My husband had heard a crash.
A child in critical condition tonight after being hit by a car in Braintree. One neighbor telling us what they witnessed.
I saw someone in the street, and there were a number of people attending to him already.
The accident happened early Friday evening on Gordon Road, just steps away from Watson Park, an area packed with kids during the summer.
In East Braintree, all the kids come here, and then, you know, of course, all the parts of Braintree, they go elsewhere. But yeah, it's pretty packed during the summers.
I mean, this is a very busy time because there's baseball games going on, so the traffic, there's not a lot of place to be speeding.
Massachusetts State Police seen here conducting numerous crash reconstruction investigations. A few hours later, Braintree Police releasing an update saying that the child is receiving care at a local hospital, but reminding all families to ensure to wear a helmet and practice safe biking during the summer months.
I know when I grew up, we had heard about a child getting hit down here. I don't know if he had passed or not, but I know it. You know, it's happened before.
It is just very tragic and heartbreaking and just devastating.
Reporting in Braintree, Griffin Gonzalez, NBC 10 Boston.
All right, stick with us here on NBC 10 Boston. Busy night around here. Coming up, sharing Provincetown's magic with the next generation, how one program is aiming to bring younger visitors to P-Town while taking the price tag out of the equation. No last-minute knockout. The massive UFC event at the White House will move forward. Why a federal judge turned down a bid to stop it from happening. And a new milestone, the Michael Jackson biopic makes history at the box office. We'll tell you the record the movie just broke. All those details, much more, when we are back in 60 seconds. All right, well, it definitely feels like summer these days outside. It's shaping up to be another busy weekend down on Cape Cod. It's no secret that a weekend on the Cape, it can be quite expensive. Actually, in Provincetown, in P-Town, there's a new program that's looking to share the town's magic with those visiting for the first time by helping with the cost. NBC 10 Boston's Eli Rosenberg takes us to P-Town tonight for this story.
Nestled on the outermost point of Cape Cod, getting to Provincetown takes effort. It takes purpose. For those making the trek, though, the destination just as great as the journey.
I think P-Town is great. It's funky. It reminds me of being in Greenwich Village in the 1960s.
I love that there's like a real sense of community still, you know, like not like everyone knows each other.
At the Shell Shop just off Commercial Street in downtown Provincetown, owner Carol Cambar has had a front row seat to the magic.
It's for everyone, gay, straight, old, young, kids.
Those who visit here love it. And look, it is easy to see why. But the Provincetown Business Guild noticed something. Only 6% of those visitors are under 35 years old. So they launched a program to change that.
It's not a secret that P-Town has a reputation for being quite expensive. It's all positive. Like, it's all like, I never thought a place like this existed.
Rachel Brister heads up the Provincetown Business Guild. And a couple of years ago, the guild started thinking about P-Town's future. P-Town 1 was launched. The goal? Bring down some of the cost barriers and bring in LGBTQ plus individuals between the ages of 21 and 29 who have never been here before. 10 people selected through a lottery can bring a partner and get 2 nights stay, ferry tickets from Boston, and tickets to events around town. The first lottery weekend of the year just wrapping up last weekend.
It's very important that we open people's eyes to that magic. Like I always say that Provincetown should be on every LGBTQ plus traveler's bucket list, because you have no idea what it feels like to be in a place where you are the majority.
The program has proved to be quite popular, with a record number of people applying for this weekend lottery this year. So much so, the Business Guild is now working at a second lottery for Trans Week in mid-October.
I call it like the big gay hug that Provincetown can give you when you come here as a queer person. It is that magical place, and it is something I think we all need to feel.
One program looking to share this town's magic with the next generation. In Provincetown, Eli Rosenberg, NBC 10 Boston.
Well, that is pretty awesome there. All right, let's head back outside with Chief Meteorologist Pete Bouchard. Pete, I know you've been keeping an eye on the forecast for us as always. Did we hit a heat wave?
We didn't officially in Boston. Yeah, that's a good question. Everybody else pretty much did, though, Colton, over the last 3 days. Boston came in at 88 degrees. You need 3 straight of 90 plus. We only had 2. But, boy, look at June so far. 10 days hotter than normal, and they were way hot. Our normal high temperature was about 75. We were close to that on Monday and Tuesday. Remember how we started the month? You were like, oh, my gosh, is it one of those Junes? Everybody's sweating. And then we just went through a streak of really hot weather. Now, the weekend is hot, too, 90s both days. The humidity drops, so that will make a big difference. And the next rain is Sunday night. Technically speaking, that does count as a partially wet day. It's just during nighttime. So this will go down as one of the wet weekends that we've gone back all the way to March. But, you know, it's really a dry weekend because all the daytime hours are dry. 73 in Boston. We're still, these are the feels like temps. So feels a little bit cooler along the coastline with the sea breeze and the remnants of that. But away from the coast, our current heat index is still in the low and mid 80s. Very warm. It's because the dew point's up and it's still around 70 degrees. But back across parts of western New England and also New York State. Look at the Syracuse dew point and back through Buffalo. Albany's already dropped to 61. The dry air is coming into Burlington. It's just pushing right in from the west. So we are promising a big drop in those dew points over the weekend and maybe a little bump as we go into early Monday, but it's all below the 60s and 70s, which we've been in for the past couple of days. And then early next week, there's even more of a drop to more, I don't want to say crisp air, but less humid than 50s. All right, Saturday's temperature around 91 degrees. This is a great beach day, so let's go. Our winds are from the northwest, so this is a deciding factor to bring the 80s down to Cape Cod, and that includes UP and P-Town. It's going to be really warm again, as it has been for the past couple of days, but we're pushing that warmth down through South Beach and West Dennis in the lower 80s, and of course, along the coastline. The best part of this beach day is this. High tides at 10 a.m., so the water's going out in the afternoon. Plenty of beach. Nantasket 84, M Street 88. North Shore, we're in the middle 80s, and out through Good Harbor, 82. On the other side of Cape Ann, is still in the upper 80s to near 90 through Salisbury, Hampton Beach, and Seabrook Beach, too. You can see 90 in Fitchburg and 91 in Natick. Look at this on Sunday, 92. The difference here is the wind's coming out of the south, so the Cape's a little bit cooler. And that wind is getting a little rambunctious in the afternoon. We start off with a breeze in the morning, and then it just picks up, and some gusts may be hitting 30 to 35 miles an hour between 4 and 7 o'clock. What is going on? We're bringing in a weather system, and this one's vigorous, too. We do cook up a couple of thunderstorms. If you're headed to western New England, specifically to the Berkshires, you're going to run into these storms after about 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening on Sunday. And then by 10 or 11, they get closer to Boston. So if your plans are late night Sunday night, they may be interrupted by some showers, but this is, again, is kind of when everybody's winding down on Sunday night. Let the rain fall, right? Monday, only a quick shower, very early pre-dawn. And then our next focus will be on Thursday and Thursday afternoon for the possibility of strong thunderstorms. There's a really strong weather system coming in that will drop the temperatures late in the week and next weekend, too. But the setup's perfect. Bring the rain in, get the thunderstorms in here on Thursday, and then clear out next weekend, too, which right now looks pretty good. And we do welcome summer on Sunday. Colton, back to you.
All right, Pete, thank you. Well, celebrations continue for America's 250th anniversary. Earlier today, the MBTA debuted a new train in honor of the country's birthday. The train is now numbered 1776. It features a flag-inspired paint scheme designed in-house by the T. It'll start running on the north side commuter rail lines.
We've refurbished and overhauled our GP40 locomotives, and now it's decorated in red, white, and blue, just to really show what the MBTA means to Massachusetts. Celebrate with all of our riders, with all the residents, America's 250th.
And we got a heads up for you tonight. You can actually ride the commuter rail line for free on Fridays till the end of August. The UFC high-profile fight at the White House, it will go on. That is what a federal judge ruled earlier today. The UFC octagon has been built on the South Lawn. The $60 million spectacle is all a part of the Freedom 250 celebration for America's birthday. It also marks President Trump's 80th birthday. A legal group tried to block it over federal and Park Service rules, but the judge said they lacked legal standing to bring the case to court. The UFC's main event takes place on Sunday. Well, back home, a Roxbury school got quite a surprise this morning. Check this out. A nonprofit organization named Music Drives Us donated about $66,000 worth of musical instruments to the Higginson-Lewis 3-to-8 school. The donation includes instruments like trumpets, flutes, violins, cellos as well. All right, still to come, a major media merger gets the green light. The Justice Department approves Paramount's takeover of Warner Brothers Discovery. But stay up with us here. We're going to explain why the legal challenges ahead of this they could still face. Stay up with us. We'll be right back after this. Well, in a move that could reshape Hollywood, the Department of Justice approved Paramount Skydance's controversial takeover of Warner Brothers Discovery. In a statement, the DOJ said the merger would not harm competition or Americans. Under the deal, Paramount will acquire Warner Brothers, HBO, CNN, and other assets. The merger could still face potential legal challenges from state attorneys general, who argue the Trump administration is failing to enforce antitrust laws.
That is what I want the world to feel. Magic.
The King of Pop is on top. According to Deadline, Michael has officially dethroned Bohemian Rhapsody as the highest-grossing musical biopic of all time, earning $911.9 million worldwide. The film opened in Japan today, meaning it could go on to become the second movie to cross the $1 billion mark this year. Michael ends with Michael Jackson's 1988 Bad Tour, and they say that a sequel is already in development. Taylor Swift has made history once again. At 36 years old, the pop star became the youngest woman inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. The ceremony took place last night in New York. Legendary director Steven Spielberg presented her with the honor. In an emotional speech, Swift thanked her family for moving from Pennsylvania down to Nashville, Tennessee, so that she could pursue her music dreams. She said their support and their sacrifices are what allowed her to be at where she's at today. That's somber weather right there. That's kind of cool. All right, stay up with the sports coming up after the break.
NBC NBC Sports Boston presents the Chevrolet Sports Update, driven by your New England Chevy dealers.
Hey everyone, Kayla Burton and Megan Ottolini here in our NBC Sports Boston studio. Mego, the rumors of the Celtics pulling off a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade, they continue to get hotter. Sam Amick of The Athletic reporting that Giannis would be willing to sign an extension to come to Boston. Jaylen Brown, though, would be likely headed elsewhere in any Giannis deal. So are you starting to think that this is actually going to happen?
Yeah, Kayla, I think that there is a real possibility that with so much smoke there from people who are very tied into the Celtics franchise from these reporters' perspective, like this, there's too much smoke for there not to be a little fire there. And from my perspective, I would just love to keep the Jays together because you're looking at Giannis, who, of course, only played 36 games last season, and these are two very expensive contracts between Jaylen Brown and Giannis.
Not to mention, if you give up Jaylen Brown, you're also probably going to have to give up a lot of other pieces, whether that's future picks or what you have in-house or all collectively. It's going to be a fiery trade if it does happen, so we'll keep a close eye there. Let's get to the Red Sox because they snapped their 4-game losing streak tonight in a big way with a 10-1 win over the Rangers at Fenway Park. Boston put up 12 hits in the win, including a 4-run 5th inning to break the game open. And they also saw a very strong 6th-inning outing from Sonny Gray on the mound. So, Meg, could you be buying back in on this team? Sox in the World Series? Are we buying it that far?
I'm not there yet. It's going to take at least a win streak that goes beyond 3 games, which this team hasn't managed to pull off this season. Look, starting pitching has not been the problem for the bulk of this season. So good for Sonny Gray, good for Chad Tracy for getting a little bit creative with his lineup and having Mickey Gasper in the leadoff spot. I need to see a lot more before I say, okay, they've solved some of these roster issues.
It's interesting, too, because you have Sam Kennedy, who even told you, hey, we need to do a lot more. A lot has to change within the next couple of weeks before the August 3rd trade deadline, or else we actually may be sellers. So what a way to respond here for this Red Sox here tonight. 10-1 in the hits. Yeah. All right, Megan Ottolini, appreciate you. I know. Appreciate you here in our studio. We got more news coming up right after this break.
This Chevrolet Sports Update is driven by your New England Chevy dealers. New vehicles are arriving daily. Hurry into your New England Chevy dealer to secure yours today.
All right, Pete, it is Friday night. We are all eyes on the weekends. What do you got for us?
Like 90s, we got 90s. We got 90s. Less humid tomorrow, though. That is the big difference. And then Monday, maybe a couple early showers. Those should be like pre-dawn. Really, most of that wet weather comes Sunday night late towards midnight. And then we look for a cooler week next week, generally speaking. We're still in the 80s. Or some upper 70s. Not half bad.
It's not a bad 10 days ahead of here. Yeah.
Next weekend already looks good.
There you go. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the news at 11 tonight here on NBC 10 Boston. For Chief Meteorologist Pete Bouchard, I'm Colton Bradford. Jimmy Fallon is next.